Hey guys, and welcome back to some more fantasy football. We're going to look at what we happened last week, and then obviously, like always, we're going to look at what is going to happen this weekend, the team, the leagues that we are in, and that good stuff. So it is going to be game week 6 this weekend. So obviously, when we look at the matches this weekend, obviously there's City versus Newcastle, um, United Spurs on Sunday, um, Liverpool versus Wolves. But before we get into that, we'll have to look at last weekend, and we did okay. Obviously, the average point was 58. It was a very low weekend overall for everyone, guys. Obviously, this was the team. So Raya was in goal. Obviously, the Arsenal game and Man City versus Man City ended 2-2. So obviously, we lost clean sheets in both Saliba, Guardiola, and Raya. Now, obviously, I knew it was going to be a risk. My big idea was hoping that Arsenal were going to win 1-0, or it was going to be a 0-0 draw, given all three of them a clean sheet bonus. Obviously, Konza also scored a goal, but didn't get the clean sheet because they lost. They beat Wolves 3-1, which could have been upgraded had they got the clean sheet. Robinson again didn't get anything from that game. Saka with an assist in the Arsenal game only played 45 minutes though. Obviously that was because of European competitions that week for the Arsenal. Palmer on the other hand played again. He only played 63 minutes. He scored one goal and a clean sheet. Bonus for him. Salah coming in the clutch once again. 90 minutes played, so 2 points. Assist was 3 points, and a clean sheet for him was 6. Obviously, he's the captain, so he gets double that. Madueke has been kind of a stinker, really. My idea was obviously to have both of them in, so obviously hoping that they will give assists for each other, and then obviously one of them would put away. But unfortunately, that hasn't happened. Pedro obviously was missing due to international break. Obviously, we had Wezer in, but he got injured last weekend, so we had to put in DCL. We made kind of the right call on Isaac over. Not that it made any difference, but the only mistake was Smith Rowe, and I was hoping Pedro wasn't going to play. Unfortunately, he did, which meant he did get a point. Otherwise, Smith Rowe would have gone in there to give us some more. So, as for the leagues, we've kind of dropped down in both of them. If we look at the overall McDonald's, so we're currently sitting in 14th. I believe we were sitting in 11th. So it's just a slight drop. See if I can increase the size. So we were about 11th. So we're currently 10 points off Matt, who is obviously in our group. The league leaders running away with it. We're so far behind on that. We're basically 100 points from top. As for our mini league, I'm currently dropped down to 6th from 3rd. This is a lot closer league. Kevin and Marcus obviously kind of running away with it. But yeah, so between 3rd and I would say Gavin's in there. 7th, there's a very tight pack. Unfortunately, obviously, we went down last weekend. Hoping to kind of rectify that this weekend. I think I've got a perfect plan. Obviously, I always have a plan and I kind of change it, and it's kind of cost me. So this week, I've kind of had a first idea, and that is what I'm going to stick with, and hopefully it works. But yeah, so moving on to the pick team this weekend. Raya is injured, but I'm going to leave him in. And the reason why is because if he doesn't play, I have a backup goalkeeper on this bench that can come in. If he does play, then obviously we know how good Arsenal are. We've been able to clean sheets. They do have Leicester, so it's a game that there is a clean sheet in them. Obviously, if he does play, he gets the bonus points for saves and stuff. So I'm not going to risk transferring him out, and I'm not going to risk dropping him to the bench. I'd rather him stay in the squad. If he does play, great. If he doesn't, then we've got the backup keeper to swap. We got Gabriel. So one transfer being made from Saliba to Gabriel, same price, but the difference is the returns on Gabriel. So obviously, Gabriel has that little bit more. He obviously gets the clean sheets like Arsenal do, but he has that aerial ability in the air like we have seen before. So yeah, just a little switch, but still keeping that Arsenal free trio of Raya, Saka, and then an Arsenal defender. Guardiola as Newcastle, which is going to be a tough game. So I'm going to need to decide on whether I do keep him in or not. The midfield is going to be the 5. I'm not taking the risk of leaving Smith Rowe on the bench. So it's going to be a Saka, Palmer, Salah, Madueke, Smith Rowe midfield. Salah remains captain, and the vice will go to Palmer. We got DCL up top this weekend against Palace. So Ramsdale, obviously, we know if options with Raya, if he's injured, then he can come in. It's just going to be that front 3. So ankle injury for Pedro, he's definitely out. Isaac is torn toe injury, 75% chance of playing. The best move is to go DCL because of Everton. Even though they don't see it over the line, he has a chance of scoring goals. Obviously, Man City, there is a risk that Newcastle do turn up. And there's no point of putting the phase on the team because they've got Arsenal. So there's no point. So I'm going for what I'm sticking with is my original plan of to go Raya, Konza, Robertson, Guardiola, Gabriel, Saka, Palmer, Salah, Madueke, Smith Rowe, and Calvin Lewin. And then obviously the bench will look like this. Captaincies, I'm going Salah. Though a big shout would be Saka against Leicester. Obviously, there is Palmer, who has some good fixtures. Brighton, Forest. They've got a tough one against Liverpool, Newcastle, Chelsea, Arsenal. There's some big games there. We might have to think about getting another player in. How much is Son? Transfers. So if we were to get rid of him, how much is Son? 10 million. So we could go down to Son. 10 points. He obviously did well against Everton. He's had a bit of a stinker so far, but his fixtures wise are quite good compared to Chelsea. Obviously, taking away Man United this weekend, we wouldn't make changes this weekend anyway. Brighton, West Ham, Palace, Aston Villa, Ipswich City. So go back to game week 12. So if we go back to replay, go back to Palmer. What is his fixtures after game week 12? Yeah, so maybe the play is to go Palmer to Son till game week 11. And then game week 12, go back to Palmer because he's got some decent fixtures from this December onwards. But yeah, so that's the plan for this weekend. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please like. Hopefully it gives me some luck for this weekend, because we definitely need it in the league. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week for some more FPL content, another review, and another weekend planned for us, guys. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.